So, it has just been announced that Adventure Camp Season 2 is getting a remake, and I have a lot of stuff to say about this. First off, right off the bat, this is actually really good. I'm really looking forward to this. Like, I really liked Adventure Camp Season 2 on its own in the first place. I mean, it is what got me into the show, but it has some major flaws. The animation is, well, by the standards of a Total Drama fan project, really good. But compared to the animation quality of the rest of the seasons, it does not hold up too well. As well as that, although most of the voice actors are really good, some of the line delivery and mic quality is not the best. They also sometimes cut corners and slowed down or sped up some of the line delivery, and it's
Frogui RF, Brandon Cardenas, Brian Thomas, Fabiano Ramirez, Jose Moreno Lopez, Kathy Kubi, Luis Rodriguez.
Not very subtle. As well as that, we have the entirety of episode 3's challenge. Genuine question, what the fuck happened here? I mean, this episode's got everything. Sexual assault, pedophilia, and also Crystal being the most annoying person on the entire fucking planet.
Wow! It seems that today we're here to please all tastes.
Shut up, Patrick! Shut the fuck up!
But the biggest problem by far is that one of the main writers for this season was a CP artist. If you don't know what CP is, don't look it up. Just take my word for it. In fact, let me show you some of the stuff he's created. The sad thing is, none of this is even that bad in comparison to the stuff on his Patreon and Twitter. As well as that, he just completely fucked up Hunter and the love triangle in general, which I'll get into a bit later. So yeah, I think all of this completely justifies the remake. But now, let's talk about all the designs. I'm going to be going from least interesting to most interesting. James looks literally the exact same as he does in All Stars, nothing to say here. Same with these three. If you put a gun to my head, I genuinely won't be able to tell you anything different. Aiden, Lake, and Rosa, I put these all in the same image because they're slightly improved HD versions of their previous renditions. Aiden's is going to take a bit of time growing on me because it's literally just his All-Stars design but with longer hair. Lake's is also strange because I'm not used to seeing her in this look in HD. But I have to say they both look really nice. But the real star of the show here is Rose Maria, and wow, they finally did it. They actually made her colour scheme work. Beforehand it was a little too dull for me. But I have to say, good job on Nation Cartoons, because I actually really love this. Kai's on the other hand though, I'm not too sure about this one. Look, I love Kai, I even made a video about him. But this colour scheme just doesn't really work for me. It feels a bit odd on him. Maybe it just needs some time to grow on me, but I'm not too sure about this one. Ali and Yul, my two favourite Adventure Camp characters. Yul, I'm sorry, but your hair is absolutely whack. I mean, it's not as bad as the original, but like, that's not saying much. It just goes to show, a bad haircut is a bad haircut no matter how many times you redesign it. Ali looks fine and I think the new hair is quite interesting. I kinda wish they kept the Pac-Man t-shirt, but it's whatever. But with Tessa's, I kinda prefer the original design. Like, I just think these clothes fit her All-Stars vibe a lot more than they do here. Generally, I just kinda wish they didn't really change it as much as they did. Ria's looks really good. It's only really a colour scheme change, but I think it works really well here. It makes her look a lot more friendly and innocent, you know. I've heard some people complain about her shoes, but I really don't see the issue here. It's a really minor detail and like, it looks fine. But I've saved the by far most interesting and changed for last. Maggie's is by far the best improvement. I feel like the old one was way too blocky and bulky. This one conveys much better that while she is tall and strong, she's still a shy girl. This just looks a lot more smooth and natural and I really like it. Also, the improved colour scheme is just the cherry on top. Carol's is pretty cool. Once again, the improved colour scheme really helps. As well as that, I like the new hairstyle. It's a lot better than the old one. Right, now that we've finished going through all the character designs, let's go through all the improvements I'd like to see upon their actual characters themselves. First off, let's start off with James. I think James is pretty good the way he is. I think the main things I'd change about him is his reasoning for voting off Carol. I mean, James, are you actually the stupidest person on the entire planet? And also, this thing, yeah, we don't don't need any of that, thank you very much. Also, random thing, but please keep this commenting in the one James scene, it's so funny. As for Aiden, literally just changed the broken leg scene and I think you're good with him. Yeah, Jaden was easily the best part of the season and there's not a lot you have to change here. Maggie needs to have a bigger presence in the story, maybe establish her dynamics with Lake and Yul a bit more. I'm gonna be honest, I've always had a soft spot for this character and I think they have a lot of potential. Oliver and Kai are perfect just the way they are, so please don't change them, thank you very much. I think Yul should just get more time to be evil. Not necessarily make it further, but just have more substance in the 6-episode season. Rosa Maria just needs to be fleshed out a bit more. Like, she didn't really have an arc or anything in her season, she was just more of a support character than anything. Maybe we can get a bit more on her backstory or just like expand her dynamics with James and Hunter. Those were really good, but they didn't come in until extremely late game. Carol, just make her less annoying. I mean, I'm really curious to see how our new voice actor will perform, but more than that, she just needs to be made as a more likable character. Now, I really like Rhea in season 2, but I will admit that her switch from good to bad was very abrupt and not subtle at all. Like, she didn't have a slow turn to the dark side, she kind of just became a cartoonishly evil villain after episode 10. Because I think Rhea had the potential to be even better in season 2 than she already was, but this is just the one glaring problem. As for Connor, little needs to be changed, but I kind of want to see him interact with Ali more. Like, this one joke proves they could have excellent chemistry together and I just kind of want to see it expanded upon. Lake pretty much doesn't need to be changed, she's good the way she is. But let's get to these three who I have been intentionally avoiding till now. Hunter, Ali, and Tess. Now don't get me wrong, I like Hunter and Tess in this season. Ali not so much, but that's besides the point. But yeah, there are some glaring issues with these three. So remember earlier when I said this? He just completely fucked up Hunter and the love triangle in general, which I'll get into a bit later. Well, now is later. Let me tell you what happened. Basically, it was originally planned that 2 of these 3 were going to get together. It's been unspecified which 2 they were, but that's not really important. But you see, Karazar's own had a vision. He wanted not only Hunter to win all the challenges, but also to pull both of them. Okay, that's bad enough, but they could still make this plot work somehow. Well, actually no. The way Karazar wanted to write it, they didn't explore why these characters liked each other or anything like that. It was just supposed to be fan-servicey. Now, obviously others stepped in and prevented this from happening. Karazar suggesting a certain team getting him fired. But considering quite a few of the episodes had been written in mind with this plot, it made everything a complete mess, which is why these 3 had such a vague ending at the end of season 2. Now just to be clear, this is what I have gathered from a thread from JPEG and filling in a few gaps. I am sure this is not 100% what happened, but it's more or less the gist of it. But anyway, history lesson aside, how can Odd Natured Cartoons fix this plot in the remake? I think what they should do is focus more on Huntali than Huntess, as although making them canon in this season would be a direct retcon, they do eventually get together and I want it to be more narratively satisfying. Also, just make Ali a lot more interesting, please. I mean, I think Joy Burness's performance alone will make her 10 times better. But yeah, in season 2 she was very boring and uninteresting. I think just for Hunter, the improved voice acting and new design alone will make him a lot better. And finally, on to Tess. I think it was kind of a bummer that we got cut short of this scene in the cave. Like, the conversation itself is merely just implied, and I think that could be improved upon. But yeah, I have to say in general, these 3 are the ones I'm most excited for in the remake. And with that, that's all my thoughts on this remake. Oh boy, that one was a long one. That was a lot more long than I expected. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.